Alright everyone, we've got a huge decision to make this weekend in Watchers of Realms. The highly anticipated 1+1 banner is here. Get one legendary and you receive another one for free. But there's a problem everybody. Should you summon now or should you hold off for next week for the spooky Halloween banner featuring Hex and Twyla? This is a decision that can make or break your roster for the long haul. In today's video, we're going to break down the pros and cons of both banners so you can decide whether to summon this weekend or save up for something bigger. Let's dive in! YouTube! Now that you're wondering whether to pull on the 1+1 banner or to save in the next week's exciting Halloween banner for Hex and Twyla, the truth is guys, it really just depends on the state of your account. Let's break it down. There are a few things to think about guys before deciding to summon this weekend. Are you close to pity? How many summons do you have? How far are you into the game? And of course, what does your current roster look like? Let's dive into each of these questions to help you figure out the best choice for you. First off, if you're close to pity, it's a no-brainer. You should seriously consider summoning now. For those who don't know, pity in Watchers of Realms activates if no legendary is summoned after 200 consecutive summons. After that, the drop rate for legendary will increase by 5% and it will continue to build up until you summon a legendary. And in this 1+1 banner, when you hit the pity, you're not only guaranteed your legendary, but you also get another random legendary as a bonus. So essentially, if you're sitting at, say, like 180 summons, you're just a few pulls away from getting 2 legendary heroes for the price of 1. Granted though guys, there's no guaranteed for the second legendary to be a top tier, but even if you get a weaker legendary, they still have their uses, especially for newer players. So guys, if you're close to pity, I'll say this week's banner is a fantastic opportunity. The next question we have here guys is that how many summons do you have? This question ties closely to the previous one. If you're nowhere near pity and you only have a handful of summons, it may not be worth it guys to pull this weekend. You can just end up spending all your summons and not hitting pity, leaving you less to work with for the upcoming Halloween banner. But if you do have enough to hit your pity guys, think about what happens afterward. Calculate how many summons you have left over. Could you potentially reach pity again on the Halloween banner? Or is it better to hold off and save all your resources for Hex and Twyla? And of course guys, there's always a chance for you to get lucky and hit a legendary well before pity. How far are you into the game? Now guys, this is probably the biggest factors for most players. If you're still in the early stages of the game, the 1+1 event is pure gold. Filling out your roster is essential everybody for progressing, and getting 2 legendaries for 1 is a great deal. Even if you don't pull the top tier heroes, having more legendaries help you in various content areas like dungeons, PvP, guild battles, and more. For mid and late game players though, it's a little bit trickier everybody. You may already have a solid roster and might be eyeing Hex and Twyla because they bring a lot of power and synergy to the table. So, the decision boils down to this. Would you rather play it safe and get an extra legendary now? Or do you want to gamble a bit on the next week's banner for 2 heroes who could significantly shakes up the meta? Now that we've looked over the factors you may need to consider, let's take a closer look on what each banner is offering and what you can expect from them. The current 1+1 banner is straightforward guys. When you pull a legendary, you get an additional random legendary for free. This is why it's especially tempting if you're early in the game and still trying to build out your roster. The bonus hero might not be a top tier option, but you can also luck out and get someone valuable for your progression. Even in the worst case scenario where you don't get a great legendary, they can still be helpful in contents like faction-based activities or PvP modes. Plus guys, in the future update, a buff or synergy might turn them to a crucial part of your team. The value though guys is getting quantity now to help with variety and options for future content. Now let's talk about the upcoming Halloween banner featuring Hex and Twyla. These two heroes have game-changing potential. If you're further along in the game, this banner might be more tempting because the 15x boosted weight up banner for Hex and Twyla gives you a better chance of pulling these powerful heroes. Hex is known for his insane single target damage, stuns, and burns, which can help you lock down enemies in harder content. While Twyla, everybody, his partner, excels at long fights since she can amplify her damage the longer she's on the battlefield. Together, they can create a lot of value in endgame content, making them a top pick for late game players. They're a high risk, high reward type of pull. If you're struggling in boss content, guys, I recommend pulling for them because they can significantly boost your damage and achieve more rewards. However though guys, I think this banner is a little bit of a gamble because you won't have the guaranteed of an extra legendary like the 1+1 event, but with the right luck, you can get one or even both of the meta shaping heroes in Hex and Twyla, everybody. So, what's the verdict? Should you pull on the 1+1 banner this weekend or save for the Hex and Twyla? If you're early to mid game and need to build out your roster, I'll recommend taking advantage of the 1+1 banner. The extra legendary can help you fill in gaps and get you through tougher stages. But if you're in late game though guys, more focus on specific synergies or really want to gamble for Hex and Twyla, saving for the Halloween banner might be the smarter choice here. Ultimately, it comes down to your account state, how close you are to the pity, and your roster's needs. But either way, both banners offer something unique, so choose wisely based on where you're at in the game. For me guys, I plan to summon on the 1+1 and pray I get it early guys so I can save the rest of my resources for it to go all in on Twyla and Hex banner guys. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be awesome. It starts tomorrow. I have 66 of these rare shimmery crystals right here, plus the 26,000 gems I'll summon on the 1+1 until I hit the gold. And anyway, after that guys, I'm gonna sell all the blue heroes for the extra gems and then just save everything else for Twyla and Hex. I'm super excited guys, I'm super pumped, and yeah, it's gonna be great. That's it for today's guide, everybody. Hopefully this helped you decide which banner to summon on. Let me know in the comments guys which banner you're going for, and are you going all in for Hex and Twyla, or is the 1+1 too good to pass up on? If you enjoyed this video or this breakdown guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always guys, I'll see you in the next one.